Hello guys and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 35 here today from the Martinsville Raceway, the final race of the round of 8. As we get going here, I'm Brian James here in the booth with you. Today is the day we determine which of the 4 drivers will make the championship 4. Of course, we already know one is Nate Rattray. He won last race over at Gateway. So congratulations to the 24 team. They are in. Nothing to worry about here for them. Of course, unfortunately, they're starting in last, but they are in regardless of where they finish today. For the rest of the guys, they got some work to do. Let's take a look at the playoff standings right now. So Zach Fitzwater is another one, keep in mind. So Zach Fitzwater has locked in. Now, the reason I'm locking him in is he is 45 points ahead of Casey Naneko. There is no way, even if Scott Upton finishes ahead of Zach Fitzwater, I just don't foresee any way that anybody can overtake him other than Scott Upton. And Scott Upton Casey Naneko overtaking Scott Upton, I can't see that happening. And then, so like I said, I would lock him in at this point. Dick Clark, Nathan Faden, Cardiac Faden, Dustin Davis, they are pretty much going to have to race their way in, but a win is not necessary for them. Chase Miller, the 500 winner, he's probably going to need a win. He is 35 points out. I just don't see any way he can make it in without a win. So that's going to be his goal today, more than likely. And it's not going to be an easy one to accomplish as we get going here from Martinsville. So anyway, also Dustin Davis is on the outside looking in as mentioned. He unfortunately missed the Lift National Championship 4, so he wants to make up for something here. And really, this is his first real test. He really hasn't been in a compromising position all year, and now he's in the most compromising position he's been in all year. Can the 5 team overcome it? Will Casey Naneko and Scott Upton hang on and punch their tickets into Riki Raceway? We're going to find out all that in just a moment. Let's roll the intro. Well, first let's take a look at your starting lineup as well. That is on the left-hand side of your screen, and you'll notice also your go or go homers that made the field. So we won't quite show you your knockout qualifying results as you take a look at the starting lineup. Anyway, so now, without further delay, I'll stop asking questions. I'll stop rambling on. Let us roll the intro. We'll be back with the green flag here from Martinsville in just a moment.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lift National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lift National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
Here we go. We get ready to get racing here at Martinsville. The first night race of this, first night race ever here at Martinsville for the Jello Cup Series. And it'll be led by Casey Nanako and Dick Clark into the Geico restart zone. The green flag is out. We're underway. Dick Clark takes the race lead on the opening lap. And keep in mind, we watched the Lift National race last night. It was a very tight race. Let's put it that way. Early on, of course, a lot of beating and banging. A lot of three wide. Some parts where we thought we'd get a caution and we just didn't. But of course, they did go to overtime last night, and Jeff Scott won it by a fender. So a race that turned out to be relatively calm, probably not the most entertaining, ended up with the most entertaining finish. As you see Scott Upton and Casey Nanako battling back there. Keep in mind, these two are battling to stay in the championship hunt. Because again, they are not locked in. And Dick Clark leading the race means one of them gets eliminated, and that would be Casey Nanako. So as of right now, your championship 4, of course, we know it would be Zach Fitzwater, Nate Rattray, we know for sure would be in. Scott Upton and your race leader, Dick Clark, would be in. And that's one thing the 43 know, or the 18 knows. So he is for sure going to put the pressure on that 88 to the best of his ability, and he's actually trying very hard to hold off that 43 and make sure he doesn't get around. And who would have thought the race for those final few spots would be at the front of the pack? Complete opposite of yesterday's. Of course, Alexander Rose back there, he is battling for third. And keep in mind, that 27 is the driver of the 27. He's going to be battling for the championship on the Lift National side tomorrow, or next Saturday. But he would sure love to have some good momentum entering there. Maybe a win here on the Cup side would do just that. Boost his confidence entering Riki Raceway. Caution's out. Looks like the 22 Samet Ozkan might be the reason for that caution. But let's see if they pit real quick. They won't. So let's go see what happened. Looks like it's 3 wide off the corner with David Paschal and Mohammed Zain Abdullah. And Samet Ozkan just gets hooked there. He goes straight up into that outside wall. Just barely taps it with the rear. But because he's sideways and right in the middle of the track, it's kind of, that's the reason the caution comes out. Tough break for Samet. He's going to lose a few positions here, but let's take you back to the green. Welcome back. We're going back racing here. You see no one out of the race, but Nate Rattray is a lap down. A tough break for him. It'll be Dick Clark, Casey Nanako, Scott Upton, Alexander Rowe, Michael Collins. Then it'll be Dylan Ibrahimian, Jesse James, Eric Faden, Brandon Harris, and Trevor Collins are top 10. As the green flag is out, we're back underway at Martinsville. And the 18 tried to pull to the inside of the 88. In fact, he'll get a nose in there. Back behind, they're side by side for third. And that's Scott Upton and Alexander Rowe. See, the 43 will dive to the inside and he'll clear Alexander Rowe, but Alexander Rowe gets a good drive off the corner. Up front, it's bumper to bumper for the lead. Now you see the 18 has to slide up because the 43 put his nose in there. And finally you see there's going to be a battle for second. And the 43 happily slides, or the 18 happily slides to that outside lane. He probably knows, hey, you know what, you can have it. Because this outside lane's just slightly faster. Maybe it'll give me a run at the 88. Probably exactly what he's thinking. Anyway, some guys did pit under the caution, by the way. So they short pitted. They're on a different sequence, so they will likely take the race lead whenever these race leaders decide it's time, and we're closing in on that time, I believe, if the trends are anything like the Lift National race that occurred here yesterday. See, that 27 is not giving up on this battle for third. And Scott Upton not giving up on the battle for second. He just about got a nose into the 18. And now you see the 18 is going to dive to that inside. He's going to try to make the pass work. They're side by side out of the corner. And Dick Clark will hang on for the time being. Now you see the 18 has a run to the inside once again. You see back behind him Alexander Rowe, Scott Upton in a very intense battle for the third position. Keep in mind, Keith Naneko needs him to lose more positions than that. Because again, there's 22 points separating Naneko and Upton entering this race. You see just how hard it is to complete a pass here. Again, these cars behind are much faster than Dick Clark is right now, I would assume. Hence why they're putting such pressure on him. You see right there, the 43 is going to dive to that inside, and he might just take the position away from Naneko, but Naneko gets the drive off the corner. 43 is still inside. So now the battle for second is on. And keep in mind, Casey Naneko, he needs to get the lead away from Dick Clark. Because again, Dick Clark would advance, so would Scott Upton. They would be joining Nate Rattray and Zach Fitzwater in the Championship 4. So this is not what that 18 needs to see, is this 43 side by side with them. Because that 43 would be one of those guys that advances. So he needs to drive aggressive here, but not wreck them, obviously. But I have a feeling, though, if it does come down to that, I wouldn't be shocked if that 18 does try something like that. And you see, he's kind of letting the 43 have that inside. I think that 18's very happy with that outside lane, which is why he's allowing it. And look at that, he's going to drive to the outside of Dick Clark now. He's going to take that lane away from him. And the 18, Casey Naneko, is now the race leader. So now in the championship 4 would be Scott Upton, Casey Naneko, joining Zach Fitzwater and Nate Rattray. So the same 4, just about, because again, here's the thing, Dick Clark is now 31 points back of Scott Upton at this moment in time, and they'll pit. So prior to the pit stop, Dick Clark was still 31 points back. Or 30, I should say. 30 or 31, I don't know. I'm not good with that kind of math, I guess. See the 18 leading the charge onto the pit lane. Look at all these cars that have stayed out. The 53 with an issue. And the 53 is going to come to a stop on the track. This could very well bring out a caution. And no, the 53 is fine, thankfully. A very scary moment, and Zach Fitzwater to the race lead now, with Tyler Faden in second. Is this the group that pitted under the caution? Because if it is, they are on a totally different sequence. It looks like they are, so Fitzwater now the race leader. So some off-sequence strategy. And Dustin Davis is now in the top 10. He is part of that off-sequence pit stop. And keep in mind, in the position he's in, maybe, just maybe, he can race his way in. We'll have to see. Of course, there's 40 laps to go still. These guys might still have one more pit stop to make, because the leaders pitted about lap 30. And those guys behind are going to have fresher tires, so I imagine they will put the pressure on them. Right now, the 88 is considered the leader of those guys on that sequence. Nate Rattray is actually currently the leader of them, but of course, he's going to have to pit again. And of course, he was last at one point. He's not had a good weekend to start. But how's about who's in third right now? That's Chase Miller, and he needs to get some work done here. He's 2.6 behind Fitzwater. Of course, right now, the two rookies not in the best shape to advance to the championship 4 right now. They're 7th and 8th out of 8 in the playoffs right now. And you see the 16 pitting. The 4 is going to stay out. So again, this cycle of stops, as you look on back, this is the group that pitted under that first caution. So of course they are on a totally different sequence, and now they will make their stops. Actually, minus the 35, he'll take the race lead. So he is really trying to stretch his fuel and get a walk-off victory here. And he'll pit this time. So the 96 is now the race leader. That is Astrid Flores. course, Diego Yepes up to second now. And you see back behind, he's under pressure from that lap traffic. There's a caution out. Huge pile up on the front stretch. This for sure will bring out our second caution of the race. And this shakes up everything, as Astrid Flores leads them back. Oh man, they're still stuck up there. See, the 96 gets a little hit from the 88. And here we go, the 96 will pit. So will the 00, I assume. And the rest of those lead cars just about. So this is going to cycle everybody all around. I assume the guys who pitted prior to the caution will be coming in as well. Let's see if the 88 does. Otherwise, he'll be the first car battling to keep his lap. And look at this. It'd be the 88, the 11, the 4, and they're all going to pit. I think they feel like they can make it to the finish if they pit. But anyway, let's go see what happened. Saw just how tight they were racing, and they were 3 wide for a sec. Jesse James just hooks the 48 and can't get off of him. And you see right there, everyone's braking, scrambling, and Casey Naneko's involved in this as well. Damage for the 18. The 3 is involved too. And this is just a tough break for those guys because, again, the 3 and the 18 racing to be in the championship 4 here or next week. So we'll see how this shakes things up as we'll take you back to the green in just a moment. Pace car is about to peel off as we get ready for the restart. You see all the guys who've stayed out, as it'll be Astrid Flores the leader, Diego Yepes in second, Nicky Martinez in third, David Paschal in fourth, Samet Ozkan, despite spinning earlier, as you see him stacking up, but he'll restart in fifth as we get back racing. Green flag is out. A lap traffic moment presented by Fitzwater's Angriness on the restart. And Dustin Davis can't give this lap back easily. Keep in mind, if Dustin Davis loses his lap here, because he's 1 lap down, about to go 2. Okay, if Dustin Davis gives back a lap, or if he gives a lap up to that 96, and he's going to pit, this is a heartbreak because, again, if we do have overtime, if you are 2 or more laps down, you are out. And that would basically eliminate the 5 because now he's going to go 3 laps down in all likelihood. But you see the battle up front. And it's between Astrid Flores and Diego Yepes. Boy, how things change. You know, you see Carter Joey, Tim Randolph, they're just trying to stay ahead to be sure if a caution does come out that they will cycle around and get back on the lead lap. As the caution is out, and they will get back on the lead lap. Did the 27 have something to do with it? Man, how's about some luck there for the 14 and the 6? A very lucky break for them. The leaders won't pit here, so let's go see what happened. 3 wide off the corner again, and maybe Alexander Rowe didn't realize that he clips the 7, puts him into that inside wall, and he goes around himself. And that brings out our 3rd caution of the race. Tough break for the outgoing defending champ and the rookie. Let's take you back to the green. Getting ready for the restart here. The 5 is out of the race. Dustin Davis, an issue. He's done. And that means his championship hopes have gone away. Tough break for the regular season champ. A very big development here as the green flag flies. Unbelievable. Our regular season champ, probably the most impressive driver outside of Zach Fitzwater in the garage for his consistency all year. And he will finish this race in the garage, out of the race, and won't compete in the championship 4. That's good news if you're Zach Fitzwater, though, because he was by far the biggest threat to him. So now we know that 3 drivers are going to be racing for this championship in the closing laps. We know it'll be between Scott Upton, Casey Naneko, Dick Clark, Nathan Faden, and Chase Miller to determine those final 2 spots. Yeah, you see the 00 back there trying to battle. He's trying to stay with that 96. Keep in mind, these guys behind here, they're just hoping for overtime, I'm pretty sure. Because if they get overtime, all these guys 1 lap down, get back on the lead lap, they can try to battle for a better position. However, Jordan Anderson would start the guys that are out of the race. As we're closing in on the end of the race, here comes again Diego Yepes sitting back there. He really wants to overtake that 96. Keep in mind, 96, 95, they want to get to that 2-win mark this season, but they've only got 2 races to do it. Because again, if the 96 gets 2 wins, or actually the 96 is battling to get into the top 20, obviously, because that would just about solidify him into next season, or that team into next season, if they return. Again, the charter rule in this series, that is why. Got 11 laps to go. Now it's going to be 10 laps to go. Can Astrid Flores hang on for his first career win? Because if he can, this would be a huge upset. Of course, this team not a go-or-go-home team, I should mention that. But they are still a team that missed the playoffs. And they could steal a win from a driver or team that does need the win. Of course, none of our playoff drivers are on the lead lap. But also, for him to hold off a former champ in Diego Yepes, that would be huge for him. Because again, if you beat a former champ, that looks really good on you. You see, he's doing everything he can to keep Diego Yepes back there. Here we go. That double zero's right there. He's maintaining about a half a second gap. And he's trying to close, but it's just not working in his favor right now. And the question is if he can get there. Will he put the bumper to the 96? But of course, he might be rooting for a caution too. Just keep in mind, if we go to overtime, that outside lane is the preferred lane. He could very well drive by on that outside and steal a win. But we got 4 to go. We are pretty much in the overtime window. Three to go this time. You see there, Diego Yepes is not really able to do much. It must be this package. As you see, second and third also separated by a little bit. Here we go. We're coming to 2 laps to go, and you see the double zeros backed off. I'm wondering if maybe he's used it all up. Doesn't look like we will get overtime at this point, as we'll come to the white flag. This time it's 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And for Astrid Flores, it's been an iffy season. He's got the 24 to worry about right now, a lap traffic moment on the final lap. And look at them, they're battling side by side, but out of turn number 4. Astrid Flores is going to win at Martinsville. Nate Rattray had no impact on that, thankfully, but of course he's still battling to finish the race. Congratulations to Astrid Flores. He gets a big win here today at Martinsville. Of course, he is not in the playoffs. The guy who is, Chase Miller, is going to finish in 10th. Is that enough to advance? That's going to be the big question. Who did enough to advance? Who didn't? We'll get that answer in just a moment, as we're going to show you results, and we'll be back here in about 15 seconds with the final standings after Martinsville. So stay tuned here to GCN. Would you believe this? Dick Clark has passed Casey Naneko to make the championship 4 by 1 point. Had Dick Clark not led this race at all, this would have been a tie, and Casey Naneko would have made it in on a tiebreaker. But Dick Clark avoids the tiebreaker by a point, and he is in. It'll be Dick Clark, Scott Upton, Zach Fitzwater, and Nate Rattray battling for the championship in a week's time, actually 8 days from now, at Riki Raceway. Congratulations to those guys. Job well done. And we can't wait to see them race. It'll be 3 Chevys and a Ford battling it out for the title. No rookies, unfortunately. Tough break. Nathan Faden falls just short this time. No comeback story for him, unfortunately. Casey Naneko obviously falls short. So does Chase Miller and Dustin Davis, the regular season champ. An issue for him, and unfortunately his season comes to an end. His wonderful rookie campaign comes to an end, but he will be back. Rest assured, I guarantee you, he'll be back down the road. You just can't rule him out. He had such a good year. Nothing to hang his head over. And we want to thank you for watching. We're we're going to be back here in 8 days' time for the lift, or for the Rogers race weekend when we go to Riki Raceway. Until then, guys, goodbye, everyone.